Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah wa barakatuh, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil fajahum. Welcome to the stream, but we clearly have a lot to talk about today, y'all. It's a lot of nonsense going on in the world, as we all know. As y'all can see, big Iranian flag behind me. No, I didn't just get the flag after the war started. Interestingly enough, right? I decided to buy an Iranian flag months ago. This is back when before they even bombed the Fordo and claimed that they took out Iran's nuclear capabilities. I got the flag before that because I've always had this the hate and the misinformation that's been cooked up against the Islamic Republic of Iran is nothing new to anybody in America. So I've been hearing it for years. So I decided to get the flag a few months ago because I know how this country operates. We see how the Zionist occupation has been operating. So I'm telling myself in the back of my head, oh, eventually they're going to try to blow up the Islamic Republic, get rid of the flag, probably ban us in America from having anything pertaining to the Islamic Republic. Because, an example, like when Russia first started their little thing with Ukraine, right? One of the first things Americans did, right, the government, was to shut down anything pro-Russian in this country. Like, so I used to watch RT News a lot. It's called Russia Today. Got rid of it. Can't watch it anymore on YouTube. Can't see it. Can't see anything pro-Russian if you're on this side of the globe, right? So knowing that that's how we operate, I said, okay, I'm gonna go get the Iranian flag because I want it. And then the Iranian flag is the best flag. It says Allahu Akbar 22 times on it. What other flag says Allahu Akbar that many times on it? So that's why the Iranian flag is there. But this is not about the Iranian flag. That's not why we're live right now. But before I get into the topics of the day, I'm gonna need everybody to please support the channel with a like and a subscription, please. I got about 2 hours before I gotta break my fast. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, all that good stuff to y'all too. I hope everyone is having a good Ramadan, as good as it can be, with all the crap going on in the world right now. But without further ado, we're gonna get into the first topic of today, which is a Marine was forcibly removed and he had his arm broken for protesting against this illegal war. So we're gonna watch that video, right? And we're gonna see how they treat the people who put their lives on the line for this country, right? And I don't agree. Let's not make any mistakes. I said last week on a post, F those troops, like, fuck those troops, right? And I meant it. I still mean it today. I have family who are in the armed forces, right? So my people, they comment on the post, yo, cuz I'm one of those troops. I know this, and I tell them, you're not deployed right now. You're not going across the country or going across the globe, to kill other people in their nation. No, nobody's coming over to America to do that to us. But I understand that my cousin is a troop. I got family who are involved in the military industrial complex, right? I still feel like fuck them troops. And I had to explain to them that you're not currently over there killing anybody. And if you were to go over there and kill somebody for this government and for lies, that's a horrible job. That's a horrible job. And that makes you a horrible person at the end of the day. family and no family, right is right. And their only excuse was basically, well, it's my job and I have to follow orders. And honestly, that's so sad because if you wanted to join the American military, right, or any military for that matter, and your goal was to be a good person and protect this nation or protect people in need and things like that who can't defend themselves, but then your military and your army is doing the exact opposite. You're going to other people's countries to oppress them, to steal their resources, to kill and bomb them. You know, that's not the same thing. I don't think a lot of people who sign up for the military in this country even sign up because they're patriots. That's not what it is. I got somebody who I work with now. They're going to the U.S. military in April. And they told me the reason that they're going is because they would like to retire at 40. And I'm just like, retire at 40. Join a murderous, genocidal, industrial military complex because you would like to retire at 40. Forget who it hurts. Forget who you might go and cause harm to, what nation you might drop bombs on. You just want to retire at 40. It's so stupid to me, because a lot of the people in the military don't care. For me, they're not patriots. They want to retire early. They think they're going to be taken care of as veterans after they leave the service, but anybody looking into this country can see that that's not the case. We got homeless veterans. We got veterans with severe mental illness, PTSD. They ain't even got nowhere to live. They ain't got nothing to eat. You feel me? They're barely getting the services that were promised to them when they joined the military. But here we have a service member, right? Standing up for his fellow service members and just speaking the truth. Speaking the truth. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to fight for Israel. I don't think any of us would disagree with that unless you're Ted Cruz, Mike Huckabee, any of those kooks. They claim they love Israel so much, but they're not going to go and die for Israel. It's going to be your sons, your daughters, who don't even know or fully understand what's really going on, but they're going to be so gung-ho to go and die. It's beyond me. I would never join the American military, ever. I could never join the military of a nation who enslaved my people. It's that simple.
We're not going to fight this war for Israel. Come on, let's go. America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows that as leaders. Out. This is wrong. Stop. And nobody wants to fight for Israel.
I've seen this video already. I didn't see it from this angle. I've seen it from another angle. But this is really disgusting. This is really disgusting. You got this guy in the U.S. military uniform, right? This guy in his police uniform. This one over here. You got a room full of Americans, and then up front, you guys can't see the front. There's a bunch of generals and all of that, people who control the military. So he's protesting this event, letting them know, we don't want to die for Israel. We don't want to fight for Israel. Our sons and daughters don't want to fight for Israel. Why are you doing this? And immediately they manhandled him. As soon as he stood up and said the words Israel, they started to manhandle the man. You feel me? We're going to try to watch it from another angle too, but this is crazy.
Commandant, please stand up as a Marine and stand up for America.
Look at this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4.
What's the
You got about 4 to 5 different people trying to manhandle this man out here. Look at his arm. His arm is stuck in the door right there. And they broke it. You feel me? Like, we've gotten updates since this situation happened, they actually broke the man's arm. He risked his life in service to this evil country, and this is how they treat him for voicing his honest opinion.
Fight for Israel!
His hand, his hand! Oh, his hand!
And then this dude is a senator. This is a
Let go of your hand. Let go of the door. Let go of the door. Can you
The
let?
senator broke his hand. A sitting U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
Sir. Okay.
if you're an American and you're watching this and you don't feel a type of way, then you're a traitor to your country. You're a traitor to your country. I'll just be honest, because I don't consider myself as no patriot. Far from it. You feel me? I don't approve of going to kill people in their countries. I approve of self-defense of this country. If someone attacks us on these lands, I'm gonna fight them. I don't, whether it be Islamic Republic, whether it be Saudi Arabia, whether it be Canada. If the land where my family is attacked and the lives of all of the people that I love and everything I know is put to jeopardy on these lands, if they land on these shores of America, I would fight against them. But I would never be okay, and I would never co-sign getting on a plane or a ship and going across the globe to bring death and destruction and murder to other people. You know, but if you are a so-called patriot and you are watching this, whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, libertarian, whatever, if you're watching this and you don't feel a certain way about the way the man is being handled for sticking up for his fellow service members and the country that I'm sure he loves, then you're a traitor to your country. You shouldn't be in America. You know, you should get the fuck out. Like, it is what it is. We got to stop giving these traitors some leeway, because we got traitors in the government. So
Your Senate.
We're stuck in the door. Okay, sir.
A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a Marine.
It's stuck.
A U.S. senator just broke the hand of a
they
Marine.
did all of that. Howard.
Everybody sit down, please. Everybody
Exactly.
sit down, please.
I'm getting out of here.
That's fine. Everybody sit down, please. Is your hand okay? Okay.
No, it's not.
This is disgusting. Disgusting.
Just pull it
This is
out.
disgusting.
He got his hand caught in the door and he broke it.
Now this should be a micro, like what's the word I'm looking for? A micro example of what this government in this country is willing to put its own service members through for the government of Israel. Just think about it. In a micro sense, they broke the man's arm, manhandled him, could have hurt him, probably want to arrest him. Yo, they charged him with assaulting the police officers after this. He was charged with assaulting police officers. Disgusting. But take this little small situation and look at it on a major scale. That's your Iran, U.S. Israeli war right now. That was your war in Afghanistan. That was your war in Iraq. You know, that was what we did in Libya. You know, you got to understand, it's all for one country. None of what we are doing or what we have been doing, I would say the past 20 years, have been in the interest of America or to the benefit of Americans. It's all been for Israel and Netanyahu, which is disgusting. And I can't wait for Netanyahu to be taken off the earth. If the man can stand up there and make death threats to the new leader of Iran, Mustafa Khamenei, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve his life and give him victory, right? This pig Netanyahu stands up and threatens him, right? This should be I don't want to hear anybody having anything to say about me wishing death on Netanyahu. Because I do wish death on Netanyahu. I wish death on him. I wish death on Donald Trump too. I can't wait till they're dead, gone, and off the planet. The earth and the world would be a better place without those two psychopaths. It's just a fact. And if I get kicked off a kick, I get kicked off a kick. I barely got any viewers on there anyway, right? We on YouTube. But they wish for the death of my brothers and my sisters, and they call for the deaths of foreign leaders, and they actually kill foreign leaders. Think about that precedent that has been set. You can now go another country, you can now go and kill another foreign leader. But we know Israelis have been doing this. Kennedy, JFK, anybody? I believe it. So the fact that they went and killed Sayyid Ali Khamenei wasn't really surprising. We knew that they were going to try to do that. But remember, they set the precedent. So if a missile falls on top of Benjamin Netanyahu's head and on his wife's head, I don't think the world should be so disgusted and surprised and, oh my God, because everything they say that the Islamic Republic is doing or is capable of, or that Hamas did or Muslims are doing, it's always them. They're really doing it. Every accusation is a confession. That's so true. So when I seen a montage, I'm trying to remember the show that I seen the montage on. I want to say it was The Majority Report or The Minority Report. It's not a show that I watched like that. I just happened to come across it and I liked the title. But they basically had a montage in there of U.S. representatives all saying the same line. Oh, we're going through a little bit of short-term pain for long-term gain. And they all said it as if they all got the call, all got the script. And that's in context to how the U.S. is getting pounded right now. All the U.S. bases are being destroyed in the Middle East, vis-a-vis Iran. You got service members dying. Another plane or a refueling plane or something was just downed. So that's another 4 dead American troops. And where's this going? Because a lot of people think that it's going to World War III. I'm not convinced that it's going to lead to World War III unless a nuclear weapon comes into play. And I don't think America would use a nuclear weapon again just because it's losing a war. It lost in Afghanistan, it lost in Iraq, it lost in Vietnam. America's been losing wars, and they only used the nuke one time or twice against Japan. So I'm thinking the only people crazy enough to use a nuclear weapon is the Israelis, And if they do that, I'm thinking they're going to get nuked themselves, not by Iran, maybe Pakistan, maybe Russia, maybe China, but another country cannot, no country who owns a nuclear weapon can be allowed to use it without them feeling the consequences themselves of that destruction, which means another country who has a nuke is going to have to hit them with a nuke. Because if you let a country use a nuke against another country in 2026 and nothing happens to that country, they don't get nuked themselves, how emboldened would that country be? How big-headed would that country be? It's emboldened and as big-headed as America is today, since they were the only ones to really use a nuke. I know I be talking a lot, y'all. I'm sorry. It's a lot on my mind. A lot going on. I don't know why it's skipping
Why are you here? Are you getting arrested?
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. Free Palestine. And I think we can leave it at that with this with this service member. Free Palestine. Straight up. So let me know. What do you guys think about this U.S. service member receiving the treatment that he just received for speaking up for his fellow service members? I think he deserves a medal. I think he has a bigger heart than our leaders, you know? So the day I seen him, he was on TYT, the Young Turk show, talking about the situation in the ordeal. And I commend him. I'm not going to lie. He does look, I don't know, something about, I'm bald, so let me not make fun of bald head guys too much, but something about bald head white guys with no facial hair that they look like two things. You guys look like two things, either a PDF or a school shooter. And I'm just saying, not that that's what that service member is, because I'm sure he's an honorable guy. He just showed us and proved it. But stop shaving all your facial hair, bro. All right. So did you guys hear about this Jewish rabbi basically making the claim that if Iran shoots a missile, the Israelis should claim that the missile hit Al-Aqsa Mosque so that they can destroy it and rebuild the Jewish third temple. Now, I think everybody should see this video and listen to this video, because if it happens and then they try to blame it on Iran, just know it wasn't Iran. Iran doesn't get anything by blowing up a mosque, especially Al-Aqsa Mosque. And if the mosque is destroyed, it might lead, well, it's going to lead to very, very deep religious tensions between the Muslims and the Jews. So I'm gonna play the video for y'all so y'all can see what this rabbi is talking about. And I just want y'all to understand how crazy these people are. These people are really like batshit crazy, like nutcases. So remember, you got to be batshit crazy to believe that you're bringing in the end times. Like, these people believe that they're bringing in the end times. They're ushering in the appearance of the Messiah or Armageddon. That's the mentality we're dealing with here. The Iranians and the Shia Muslims, like myself, right? We understand that you can't force, and God makes things happen at on his own time. When it's going to be Judgment Day, when Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam reappears, when Isa, the real Messiah, reappears, when the Dajjal, their Messiah, appears, it's all at the discretion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Humans cannot hasten that on. That's how you know these people are crazy. They think that they think they are gods. That's the only way to explain it. You think you can hasten Armageddon, you must think that you're God. And this is why they have the name Israel, which also stands for he who wrestled with God, I guess. How do you wrestle with God? And then in their eschatology, they wrestled with God and won. So Jewish people and Israeli people are smarter than God, I guess. I'm going to play the video so you guys can hear from his own mouth the disgusting things these people say.
If it was up to me, I would pretend that one missile came from Iran and shoot it down.
Shoot it. If it was up to me, I would pretend. He didn't even say let Iran shoot a real missile and shoot the real missile down into the masjid. He said he would pretend that Iran shot a missile. Basically, this is Israel blows up the masjid and they pretend that it came from Iran during war. You feel me?
Shoot it down into the Dome of the Rock in Al-Aqsa. Destroy what's on what the Israelis call the Temple Mount and blame the Iranians.
Shout out to Tucker Carlson too. Not a fan of Tucker, but he speaks truth when it comes to certain things. Like, he is misguided when it comes to this whole white replacement thing and all of that. But in this context, he's speaking truth.
Is it beyond imagination that in the fog of war, maybe one of those missiles hits the Dome of the Rock, or we're told that it did? The Al-Aqsa complex is just vaporized. Oops, the Iranians did it. That we have this debate. It's like a hospital bombing in Gaza. Who did it? Well, it was a booster from a...
You see that? Tucker's very intelligent too, because that's exactly how it would go. If they were to blow up Al-Aqsa Mosque, right? People would be having this debate the same as they were having the debates about the Gaza hospitals. Israel blew up one hospital, right? And there was a debate about it. They couldn't figure it out. They tried to blame it on the Hamas rockets and all that. Then it came out, basically everybody knew Israel did it. So they just said, fuck it, and just started blowing up all the hospitals in Gaza. They don't even deny it no more. Nobody even questions it. Nobody's protesting it. Nobody's pointing it out. It's like, oh, this is just what they do. And that's dangerous, because we cannot normalize massacres. We cannot normalize the destruction of hospitals. And we cannot normalize people being told to go into safe areas and then those safe areas being bombed. This is why we say Israel is committing a genocide, because that's what it is. It's a genocide.
From a Hamas rocket. Well, how do I know? I wasn't there. Oh, so sorry. Could that happen? Oh, yeah, it could happen. And what happens then? Global religious war. That could happen.
See? So if you haven't seen that video right there, right? You've seen it now from here. So remember, if anything happens to Al-Aqsa Mosque, understand that it was always done by the Israelis. It was always planned by the Israelis. The Muslims have no reason to get rid of Al-Aqsa. It's one of the holiest places on the earth for Muslims. There's no reason for us. They want to rebuild the third temple. And they think if they rebuild the third temple, the Messiah is going to reappear. Just like with the they got the red heifer thing and all of that. They got the red cows that they're getting from America. We got these American Zionists supporting them. And it's just so crazy, because you got the crazy Zionists who are trying to usher in the end times, right? They're trying to usher in the Messiah, who's going to come back and make everyone slaves to the Jews, right? But they're working together with evangelical Christians who also believe that the Messiah is going to come back due to these same actions that the Israelis are taking. The Israelis kill everybody. They bring the red heifer. They destroy Al-Aqsa Mosque. We build the temple, all of this stuff. Then their Messiah comes back, who we know as the Dajjal, the Antichrist, right? Christians believe the same thing, that the Messiah will come back. But the end result is different. When the Jewish Messiah comes back, everyone's going to be enslaved. When the Christian Messiah comes back, a lot of Jews are going to be killed and converted into Christianity. So these two ideologies are opposed to each other. So opposed to each other, but in their hatred for Islam in the Middle East and colored people, they're united and they're wholesome. How sick is that? Think about how sick that is, y'all. Because it is sick. Okay, what did I have next for y'all? Because I just wanted to show y'all that video real fast. We're gonna get to Moshtaba Khomeini's statement. We're gonna get to his statement. I believe he made more than one. I'm not sure, but an American journalist learned how to pronounce the man's name. It's not Mojtaba. It's Mojtaba. I know they're having a hard time pronouncing it in America, but you guys will get it. He's the new leader of Iran. But let's get into the statement and see what he says. Now, I don't know why they put the voice behind it, but I'm pretty sure that's not his voice. He might not even speak English. He might just speak Farsi. Um, but let's look at this statement from the beginning. We have thwarted the efforts to partition the country. What does he mean by that? Right now, the U.S. and Israel's goal, I believe, it's not even a regime change. It's more or less they want to balkanize it. That's what he means by partition it. They want the Balochis down here, the Kurds up here, the Persian Iranians in the middle here. Then you have Azeris over here. And they just want all these different ethnic groups within Iran that exist there to fight, to have their own territory within Iran, and for Iran to never be a functioning nation again. They want it broken up. That's what he means by that. That's not happening. The Kurds are not rising up. The CIA tried to arm the Kurds. I guess as of now, they decided against it. They decided against causing that kind of chaos in the country, to rise up and fight the government. Nobody's really doing it. Like the Iranian government, they have full control over Iran still right now, and they're still hitting Israel and Americans hard with these ballistic missiles. So, closure of the Strait of Hormuz must continue. That's why you see them gas prices going up. I don't know if you drive, but I drive, so I see it. And the enemy's bases in the region are intended to control its countries. I don't know if it's intended to control them, but it can be a form of power projection, soft power projection. I mean, you can look at that as hard power projection too, because it is a base. But since the war started, Iran has pummeled those bases and pummeled those Gulf nations, and those bases haven't been too effective at protecting them. Like, so these Arab dictatorships in the Gulf, right? They were always told that if you have these bases here, Iran wouldn't dare attack you, or such and such, or you'll have this much protection. And then when it came down to it, those bases got destroyed by Iran with no issue. And now the Gulf countries are feeling vulnerable, left out, and betrayed because America is doing nothing but trying to protect Israel and the Israeli government. So I'm glad to be Shia. That's the school. That's the school, the Menab School Massacre. So, and I seen a video earlier today of the actual cruise missile falling down and hitting school, right? Clearly an American-made weapon. No other countries make the weapon, right? But you got this idiot, Donald J. Trump, right? Who on camera said many other people have those weapons. Many other people get them. They acquire them. They buy them. The only way for another country to have those weapons is to get them from the U.S., right? And the U.S. doesn't sell those weapons to enemy countries or adversaries. It only goes to allies, and not all allies. But we know for a fact, in this case, that it didn't come from anywhere else but the U.S. There were no allied countries actively attacking Iran at the time. Iran doesn't have those weapons. Maybe Israel has those weapons. But America did the attack and killed all of those little girls. And they tried to switch it up and blame it on Iran, which is disgusting. And these are threats from Mujtaba Khamenei. Said we have been attacked from the enemy's bases in neighboring countries, and we are compelled to respond as we have previously warned. We targeted those bases only without attacking those countries. This is a fact. We will not hesitate to take revenge for the crimes committed by the enemy, especially the Manab school massacre. We advise the countries of the region to close the American bases. We advise them to close those bases, or they're going to keep getting hit and ground to dust. The people must be present in force in all arenas to thwart all the enemy's schemes. If the war situation continues, other fronts will be open. What is he trying to say? That the enemy has no experience in. Basically, what he just said was, we going to get it back in blood. That's what he just said. You feel me? We going to get it back in blood. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Um, for Hailstorm, I think we spend more than 11 billion. I think as the days go by, it goes up. You feel me? So we probably at 12 billion right now. Probably at 13 billion right now. Like, and the only reason the Iranians appointed Mujtaba Khamenei as the new leader, it was a slap to the face of the Americans. Okay, you killed his father. We're going to appoint the person who really is not going to want to deal with you in any positive manner. You killed his father. You killed his mother. You killed his sister. I think they killed his son. Like, bro, you don't blow up somebody's whole family and then say, come to the table and let's make a deal. That doesn't make no sense. Yeah, it's crazy. If they, for Hailstorm, if they deliberately targeted the school, yeah, that's different. I was never under the impression that they deliberately targeted the school. That's because I didn't want to tell myself that they would deliberately target the school. But they might have deliberately targeted the school. We know that's how the Israelis get down. And yeah, they can say that. They can say, okay, well, the school was close to the base. The school was close to the base, so we accidentally hit the school, right? But I'm thinking they purposely hit the school because they probably thought, oh, if we kill all these little girls, right, it's going to make people that much more upset at the Iranian government. You feel me? It's going to make them that much more upset at them and want to protest and get them out of here. Because look, because of y'all and y'all issues with America, our children are being killed. But that's not how it works. You can have issues with your government, but if your government isn't the ones who killed your children, why would you then take it further? Like, so America, I think America's stupid. I think they're stupid. And I don't think they realize that that was going to happen. So I don't think they fully understood. And I still don't think they understand what they're doing. Let me finish this statement by Mujtaba Khamenei. I want to make sure we get through it.
and faithful Yemen has not stopped defending the oppressed people of Gaza. Hezbollah, the self-sacrificing, despite all obstacles, came to help the Islamic Republic, and the resistance in Iraq is also courageously following this path. My deep sympathy of the martyrs stems from a shared experience I had with them. Alongside my father, whose loss has become a general affliction, I said farewell to my loyal and dear wife. I lost my sacrifice who devoted herself to serving her parents and attained her reward, along with her young child and her husband. What makes patience in the face of calamities possible and even easy is the trust in Allah's definition of a great reward for those patient. I assure everyone.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see Guardian posting about why they might have struck the school, but that is dire. To blow up school because some of the combatant enemies' children go to that school is devilish. That is devilish. So I wouldn't put it past them though. That's the thing. I wouldn't put it past them at all. Why is this thing buffering so crazy? That's what I want to know.
Everyone, that we will not overlook avenging the blood of your martyrs. All U.S. bases should immediately be closed in the region, and those bases will be attacked. We will, in any case, obtain compensation from the enemy. If they refuse, we will take from their assets to the extent we deem appropriate, and if that is not possible, we will destroy an equivalent amount of their property. The Islamic Republic seeks no domination or colonial influence in the region, but
so basically what he's saying is America has attacked us. They've done all this damage to us. They killed our leaders. They killed my family. All we want is compensation. We want our revenge and then compensation. They're getting their revenge right now by destroying the bases, striking Israel as hard as they're hitting them, right? But what he says by the compensation, that they're going to start taking American assets. This is what he's saying. I ain't gonna lie, he's talking like a G. He's talking like a boss. So we'll see what happens, man. I think it would be extremely foolish for them to strike again and to try to decapitate him as the leader. They're not going to be happy until they get the worst of the worst.
is fully prepared for unity and warm mutual relations with all neighboring countries. The lever of blocking the Strait of Hormuz must continue to be used. Studies have also been conducted regarding the opening of other fronts in areas where the enemy has little experience and is highly vulnerable. These may be activated if the state of war continues and if it is deemed appropriate. The countries of the region must clarify their position regarding those who have aggressed against our beloved homeland.
And I seen somebody put a post, and I seen the propaganda on right-wing media where they're basically saying Iran has these terror cells. They got cells in America that they can activate to cause terror in America. And I seen somebody post it the other day on Facebook, and I had to comment, and I'm like, bro, there are no Iranian terror cells in the U.S. And there are none. Because I am a heavy Iranian supporter. I'm a Shia Muslim. And I wouldn't even be okay with that. I wouldn't partake in that. I wouldn't join that. You feel me? As an American, it's just not something. It's not something that's real. It's not something that's real. It's just something else that's said to drum up fear within Americans of Iranians, which is, I mean, they've been doing this. It's the same playbook. Like, America has the same playbook, no matter who it is that they're trying to drum up fear against, you know. And I just think back to the times of my ancestors and the things they would say about my ancestors and the things that I experienced them say about me and my people. You know, not too long ago, they were calling us Black identity extremists just for protesting, not even protesting, just for talking about and acknowledging the history of what these people have done to my people. We were labeled Black identity extremists for that. In the Gulf countries, they do need to make it very clear where they stand after this. You've been humiliated, you've been betrayed by America, you weren't protected, you're being used. Gulf countries, get off your knees for Israel. Get off your knees. Be Muslims. And I don't like to fear anyone, you feel me? But when it comes to the leaders of these countries, it's very hard for me to see them as genuine, faithful Muslims. When the Quran tells us, do not take disbelievers as friends rather than the believers. And if you have American bases in your country all put there to surround and aggress against another Muslim country, Iran, what is that? That's you taking disbelievers, the Americans, as friends over the believers, the Iranians. And you're looking for, and the Quran speaks about believers seeking protection within or from the unbelievers. For you to put bases in your country as if they're going to protect you, that's clearly going against Al-Quran. Clearly. So pick a side, y'all. Like, I really wish that the people of these countries, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, you know, Saudi Arabia, I wish these people would really take their countries back, take their governments back, and put in real leaders who are going to be true to Islam. Because these people that are in charge now have betrayed Islam.
And killed our people. I recommend that they shut down those bases as soon as possible, because by now they must have realized that a claim of bringing security and peace has been nothing but a lie.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update.
Okay. Shout out to One India. Mustafa Khomeini's speech. I believe he said more on a different note, but it was basically the same thing. But yeah, y'all, I think I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna come back a little later. I'm gonna start prepping myself for prayer, and prepping myself for iftar. What did bro say here? No worries. No worries. Bahrain is majority Shia, and I expect that they will be the first government. Exactly. As the missiles and stuff are flying over, as the American assets are being destroyed in Bahrain and some of these other Arab countries, you can see the people there, the residents there who are recording. They're cheering it on. As the rocket strikes Bahrain, the people are Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Yeah, because they don't want this American influence within their countries at all. They realize that their governments are sellouts and traitors too. They know. It's just only so much they can do, but there is much they can do, if you get my drift. There's never been a better time. There's never been a better time to overthrow the Iranian government. No, there's never been a better time to overthrow these Arab dictatorships. You know, Iran is the only country in that region who stands on its own domestic weapon production, its own way of feeding itself. It doesn't bow to any power. How could that not be honorable? But until I come back later, y'all, assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah wa barakatuh, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa